Hey everybody, welcome to the Charisma Check podcast. I'm your host and Dungeon Master, Peter Johnson, and I'm here today in a room by myself to play Dungeons & Dragons online with my friends. Uh, sorry, people have improvised their own disguises and accessories, and we're having a grand old time. But specifically, my friends, I have, let's start with Chris.
Oh, why? Okay, well,
He was
hey,
not prepared for this.
I really ain't. I forget what people say now. Hi, I'm Chris. I play Lilith, the Tiefling Witch. Yeah.
Fantastic. Nailed it. First take. Next we have, let's go with Adam.
Hi, I'm Adam Flynn, and I am playing Serum, an ooze creature who is very, very dumb. So dumb.
As his
And
name
I have a
on
cute little mask.
Yeah, as his name on Zoom said, he's as dumb as a box of rock. Single rock. And we also have Nathan.
Hi, I'm Nathan Wintermute, and tonight I will be playing as Roil, who is a gelatinous cube, as a barbarian.
It's a very angry Jello.
Yeah.
And we also have, finally,
I'm Jacob Frank, playing as Ivan Oozling, not to be confused with the Power Rangers villain, Ivan Ooze.
yes. Unfortunately, Carl cannot join us today. He's very busy. But he will be back, I promise. So, as we all recall last time, in a celebratory adventure to bring back our favorite tiefling Lilith, we undertook an adventure underneath the sewers of Acadia. Lilith and not
the sewers.
collapsed through the sewers in some kind of horrible accident at the main level of the city into some kind of temple complex where a family of ooze people, these sentient ooze humanoid-ish creatures and a cube, all live with their mom. And their mother basically sent these little baby oozes out into the world to find Lilith and bring her into the inner sanctum of this complex, where after going through some puzzles and fighting some kind of insane prismatic ooze creature, they eventually reached a conical chamber with a kind of rainbow-hued pool of ooze in the middle, from the middle of which emerged a humanoid ooze person, also in this rainbow-hued color, who telepathically introduced herself as Cirella and said that her master needed to tell some things to Lilith. And that's where we're ending. Or where we ended. Sorry, that's it. Recap. That's it. Nice. Good work, everybody.
Don't forget to check out Found Familiar Coffee.
Yep. So yeah, that's where we're starting. All of the ooze people are sitting around or sloshing around with Lilith and not in this chamber, where you all see Cirella, the rainbow-hued ooze humanoid. What would you like to do?
So,
Yes.
we're actually in the room with her now, right?
Yes.
Well,
I guess, what is it that you want with me? I'll ask her that.
She speaks telepathically to you, and you hear her say in your mind, I need to speak to you. Some things are going on in the Plannerverse that are having long-lasting repercussions, and I believe that, according to my new Lord Dweeblex, you are one who can help with this situation. As you may have become aware, some things are transpiring with the Feywild, and that plane intersecting with the prime material. You see, the entity who is masterminding these plans does not intend to stop with the prime material. His journey to this plane is merely a stop on a extraplanar tour, you might say. He wishes to claim the orrery and all of its components, which I know you are also aware of, and use it to travel to other planes and spread his influence throughout the multiverse. Does all of this make sense to you?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So you mentioned the multiverse. Does that mean there's more of me? Or is it not that type of multiverse?
He said planarverse. The planarverse.
Yes, the system of planes that we know. There may be other systems that we are unaware of, but I'm not privy to such knowledge.
Who is this? Your master, Drama.
Dweeblex is the father of all oozes.
Dad?
Yes, you might say.
Daddy!
He's not been a very active father, but he did play a hand in all of your creations through me.
This is starting to sound very familiar to me.
Does he pay the child support?
No.
Daddy!
Mother, is there anything else you need from us? Are we free to go about our business?
At the moment, yes. Although, if you wish to be present for this conversation, that's entirely up to you.
Presents?
Okay, that caught me off guard. So big stuff. I don't understand. Bad things. Ornery. Did I get all that?
Yes.
All right.
Essentially. Do you have any questions?
I have a lot of questions, but I don't think we have the time to answer them all.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Why are you so colorful?
I embody every hue of ooze.
But why do you resemble a? She still resembles a tiefling, right? Before I go off in this track.
Pretty much, yeah.
So why do you resemble a tiefling?
I was not always an ooze. I was once an adventurer, much like yourself.
And took an arrow to the knee.
Yeah, took an arrow to the knee. I married the demon lord of oozes. No,
All right. So
it happens. It was a shot.
Yeah. Sorry, continue.
You see, I once had a different master, another patron, if you will, but once I underwent this transformation, I felt a calling to this place that you see here. This is actually an ancient temple dedicated to Dweeblex. It is not some complex that I built myself, although I and my children have had a hand in expanding it. It was here long before the city of Acadia was here. When Dweeblex called to me, I found this pool where from the ceiling drips this stream of ooze. It is here that I made my pact with him to spread the plane of ooze as it is into the material plane.
So, do you have any? Do you have any ambitions of conquering the surface world, as it would be?
Not that I know of. Dweeblex is wise. He knows that an incursion of too many oozes would simply draw the attention of the powerful figures in the city. It might lead to the undue destruction of his plan. No, I'm simply here to slowly spread his children.
All right. And my final question: how do we get out of here? The entrance behind us is caved in.
Well, that is unfortunate. Are you aware of why?
We fell through the floor.
Yes.
There's only like small pipes that only oozes can fit through, and I am not an ooze.
That's true. Well, there are a number of options. The first would be to stay here, which obviously you do not wish to do. The second would be to dig your way out, which I believe for a person, even with the help of my children, would take a significant amount of time. The third would be, I have another ability which allows the transport of beings through oozes. It allows us to create, if you will, a gateway from one ooze to another. You could walk through an ooze in this sanctum and appear out of another ooze somewhere else in the world.
Do you get to choose the ooze?
As a caster, I would be choosing the ooze. Yes.
Okay.
I thought you were about to like make me an ooze for a second.
Well, that is the final option.
I'm going to slither and squeeze in between the cracks in the cave in to the other side and await, assuming that Lilith has enough common sense to do this and not become an ooze.
Yes, the final option would be to become an oozling, much like me or my children. The process when I underwent it was not pleasant in the least. It involves a great deal of pain and vomiting. It's very sudden and shocking, but it is an option.
Is it bad that I'm contemplating this very hard?
Yes. Yes.
That sounds scary.
Yes, I think you should go with the slime travel.
I think I should leave it up to fate. I need to flip a quarter.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Flip a quarter? What game is this?
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me roll the dice. All right, because I this is actually interesting. I'm going to see if I would do this. Higher than 10, I do it. Lower than 10, it's a no.
For all the audience, I am face palming so hard.
Can you tilt your camera down so we can see it?
Oh yeah.
Let's see the result.
Yeah, give me a sec.
Please put shorts on.
I'm gonna grab my little tray so I can put it in my lap because I don't know how this. No.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
But it's tilted at a 45-degree angle. Let's see.
We'll flip it, just flip it in there and then tilt it so we can see it.
Yeah.
This is great audio.
Yes, this is excellent.
Is that a D20 in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
So yeah, just speaking for all of us when I say I'm so glad you're wearing pants right now.
Oh, thank you. You're welcome. Is that good?
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. I feel really weird staring at your
10.
crotch.
I didn't say anything for 10.
Can you
Okay.
become partially oozed?
Oh, it's higher.
It's like a centaur ooze. Like
No,
your
it was
bottom half.
higher. No ooze.
No ooze? Okay.
No ooze.
Well,
I mean,
he could make one of his arms really, really long. That way, Cloud could have a friend.
One ooze arm.
I was honestly contemplating it. Lilith, the tiefling succubus witch ooze. All right, so yeah, gateway.
Time travel.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the same as time travel.
Time travel.
It's space travel.
To where would you like to travel, Lilith?
To somewhere where I can actually walk through doors.
Yes.
That would be preferable.
Hey,
unless you have an ooze on the surface.
Hang on.
What's up?
When we get to this place, what do we need to do again?
Well, you do not have to accompany her, unless you want to. There are oozes in many places throughout the world, throughout the city, to which she could travel, or she could travel through one of you.
But would that said ooze that I traveled through would be left behind, right?
But temporarily.
Sounds like a really great power.
So at this point, because I'm this V-shaped thing with two pseudopods, I'm gonna extend my two pseudopods and wrap them around so that they touch at the top and form this circle. And then I'm gonna spread a portion of my body to fill the hole like some sort of giant bubble. And then I will go because my mask will actually be somewhat enveloped at the moment. And what that will mean, because, telepathically, I don't know any better that, I'm not exactly speaking. So what you will hear is, use me, use me, use me. I'll come find you.
Go through me. Enter me.
Be inside me.
Rocks fall again. Everyone dies.
Oh
Wait,
you're gonna
everybody's
edit that out, right?
Nope.
All right. So, what are you gonna do, Chris?
Oh, I've already decided we're gonna go through. Even though I really wanted to become an ooze, the dice has decided I shall not be an ooze.
Would you care to rest here for a while? I remember being a human. Your body needs to repair itself. You need sleep. Would you like to rest here?
Yes. But like I'm missing out on a great opportunity here, not becoming an ooze. This is gonna bug me for like a bit.
Well, you may, as they say, sleep on it.
Yes. Another roll.
I'm going to slither back into the room and turn into a bed.
Big purple bed. Like a purple mattress. You turn into a purple mattress.
Exactly.
This episode brought to you by Purple Mattress.
Oh, I did end up
You can
getting
get
a new
0%
mattress.
off your order using the coupon code.
Oh, no,
Jack.
no. Oh, okay, good. You said 0%. I was like, dear Lord, no.
If you buy one, be sure to leave a comment and say that we want them to sponsor us. Tell them we sent you. I know we don't get anything, but
Right. Purple mattress.
I do have a purple mattress, and I love it.
yes, it is the best mattress I've ever had, hands down.
Best mattress ever.
Anyway,
I want a purple mattress, but I got
Enough for free
I got something else.
sponsors.
okay.
Anyway.
So, Lilith, you want to take a long rest, basically?
Yes.
Okay. Are you going to sleep on top of Ivan, or are you going to sleep on the floor?
Ivan. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Be like a buoyancy water bed.
Will not sleep on top of Ivan. He is still very wary of all of these ooze people.
I'm going to deform from my portal business and go and give Not a hug.
Oh, he remembering the last time decides it's better not to struggle, and he just lets it happen. But he's not happy about it. Since the ooze people also technically have to sleep because you're sentient now. Do you also sleep?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
Okay.
go and lean against a wall, just kind of like a horse just standing up.
Are you standing up or laying down? Is there really?
I'm actually just lying on my head.
I collapse into a puddle.
The best way to sleep.
Like
Yeah.
the mask is just floating in it as I'm unconscious.
Yeah. So you
You
are.
wake up, Chris. Well, you feel like your body has been properly aligned throughout your sleep.
Yes, the purple mattress works wonders. I was going to say, you were kind of slowly lulled to sleep in the dark and the damp with the periodic dripping of ooze from somewhere up above beyond your dark vision into this pool. So, Lilith, you sleep through the night. When you wake in your assuming the morning, you really have no idea what time it is right now. What would you like to do? The chamber Nod is still asleep when you wake up. You don't see Cirella, but you still see the pool and the ooze dripping from the ceiling. Does anybody else get up around the same time as Lilith, or does everybody sleep?
Oh, I'm up and I'm gingerly touching the end of Not's spear.
Oh, that's weird.
I just want to kind of stroke it.
Just touching a spear in his sleep.
No, no.
Hey, I'm too stupid to make that connection. I just want to eat it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay, and with that moment,
Yes.
everyone awake.
yeah. So you're awake. Lilith, what would you like to do?
So Cirella's not there, right?
You don't see her.
If I touch the rainbow pool, will she like awaken? Like
Maybe.
Lady of the Lake type things just appears out of it. I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna like grab a rock and skip it across it if there's a loose pebble.
Yeah, you can pick up like a small loose pebble. When you throw it into the pool, like you try to skip it, you just hear like a bloop, like slurping kind of sound. It doesn't skip or anything, and it just slowly starts sinking. And as it passes through different like strata of colors, it like periodically will dissolve or not dissolve, depending on what color of ooze. And then,
So what's the top color?
It's kind of changing and swirling.
So I should not touch it then, right?
I mean, that's up to you, but you're guessing probably not.
Okay.
But as the rock starts to sink down in, eventually, as happened before you went to sleep, Cirella begins to emerge from the center of the pool, very Lady of the Lake like, and comes up. She says, I see you have awakened. What is your decision? Have you slept on it?
Yes. Okay. You know what? Let's become a news. That might be fun.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I it's not my fault, guys. You make being a news seem so fun. I'm jealous.
Eisen is face palming right now, and he doesn't even know why.
Yeah.
Eisen wakes up and he's just like, I feel like Lilith is doing something stupid.
He's working on his mascara.
Oh yeah, his emo.
Anyway.
So Lilith, Cirella will say to you, are you certain there is no going back?
Gotta live a little, right?
She will say,
mainly because once I restart my job, I probably won't be able to join back. So might as well have a little bit more fun with Lilith. So yeah, I'll become a news.
so she will hold out her hand. And you see this, very humanoid looking hand and this rainbow swirling ooze pattern, and she gestures for you to step into the pool.
Okay, I'll do it. Well, so I guess I'll find out after what color I'll be, or rainbow. I don't know.
Yeah, you walk in, and it's a really strange thing. It's like walking through very thick mud, or
Sloshing through it.
very wet sand, like when your feet are underwater in sand, and you start kind of sloshing your way forward. And strangely, at first you don't feel much of anything other than the dampness and the slogging and the kind of gentle pressure of the slime around you. But as you start walking forward, you notice that your clothes are dissolving.
Okay.
And the things that you're carrying are dissolving.
No, the orrery piece.
Wait. What about magical objects?
It's fine. No.
Okay.
Goodness.
So my spellcasting thing and the orrery is still fine.
Yes. And as you get closer, your clothes are pretty much gone from the waist down, and then you notice that your skin is also dissolving, but you don't feel any pain. It feels kind of exhilarating, almost like tingling, like you're getting a exfoliation, revealing the skin's freshest layers,
real powerful,
and then revealing the muscles' freshest layers. And as you kind of reach the middle where Cirella is, she reaches out and takes your hand, and she leans in closer to you, and she takes the back of your head, and then she says, "It's time," and she begins dipping you down slowly into the pool, like a baptism.
Not still asleep, right?
Yes.
It's gonna be funny when I wake up and I'll be like, hey, guess what? I did it!
So you go slowly into the pool, and it begins to spread up over your face, and it goes over your eyes and your nose. You close your eyes, you try not to breathe, and then you're being held under. And you're under for 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes, and you feel the very strong urge to breathe, and you instinctively begin struggling. It's not under your control. You're fighting for your life instinctively, but Cirella is holding you in the pool until eventually you have to breathe. But when you do, the slime, the ooze, travels all the way down into your lungs, into your esophagus down into your stomach, and it suffuses you now from the inside out until you feel this tingling, not just outside, but inside as well. And then after another minute, 2 minutes, you don't know how long, you begin to lose track of time. You're no longer breathing. You can't feel a heartbeat. And then your whole body is just tingling. Eventually, you start to see, even though you're underwater. You can see the pool. You can see Cirella. You can see the entire chamber, even though you're underwater. And then you feel yourself being pulled back out of the pool until your head clears. And now everyone else in the chamber who may be awake can see Lilith when she emerges is no longer the Lilith you saw, is no longer a tiefling, but appears very much like your mother. She is a rainbow-hued ooze humanoid. But she also doesn't appear to be a tiefling. She, in fact, has what looks like the pointed ears of an elf. And what you don't know, but Lilith would know would be her original form as an elf.
Hey, I broke the curse!
Yes, as you come back up out of the water and you get your legs, you feel like you can walk back through the pool to where everyone else is, and where you see Not still sleeping. And you hear in your head Cirella say, well, that was much nicer than what happened to me.
I still vividly remember that.
So now you no longer have regular vision. You have blind sight, like your fellow oozlings. And we'll get into all the other things that we'll go with that later.
We'll get all into the rainbow functions.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, now it's interesting. Wait.
We still have to get Nod out.
Can I drag him in?
You'll hear Cirella say, because as you're thinking these things, you realize you're actually projecting them to everyone now.
Oh.
You're not speaking anymore. And you hear Cirella say, well, I don't think you can force someone against their will. If you dragged him in here, I'm afraid he would be dissolved.
No.
No!
Oh.
I'm my friend.
Not didn't hear that, did he?
No.
Okay. I gotta learn how to control this forced thought thing.
Yeah, it might take you some time, but you'll get used to it.
Roil is going to slowly, almost reverently approach the pool, and telepathically speak. Say, surface dweller. Never have I seen such a bold choice. I would be in your service if you would have me.
Oh, I just thought it'd be fun. That's how Cirella operates.
Serum is going to jump over towards where Lilith is and is going to take a pseudopod and poke him in the face a few times because he just doesn't understand what's going on. Like, ooh, you're colorful.
Yes.
Ivan is going to remember what it was like when he became a ooze and be disgusted about it. But still showing respect in a way. Like a pseudo respect.
So you don't know if it brings you joy or if it offends you.
Right.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Then
like
Cirella.
Chick-fil-A.
So yeah, basically Lilith, you notice that the only possessions of yours that have survived are magical ones. Anything that you have in your possession that's magical wasn't dissolved. But your clothes, any armor, weapons, anything mundane was consumed, including money, if you had any.
Did I have money?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Probably not.
I hope not.
Not that you're going to be buying or selling anything anyway, now that you're basically to most people an inhuman monstrosity.
It'd be fine.
Let's say that.
Wait, so maybe I should have asked this beforehand.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe
And
I should have
here
asked
comes the
before,
regret.
but can I just wear robes, like a long black cloak without it dissolving?
Well, you can, but you can also you don't need clothes, really.
I mean, to hide the fact that I'm a monster.
Cirella will say, in my experience before I came here, I attempted to garb myself as a normal person. If you focus your attention as a kind of prismatic ooze person, you can bring to the surface whichever color you wish. So if there is one that will not dissolve the clothes you want to wear, you can bring that to the surface and allow you to wear a cloak or a normal robe or a hat, or if you wish to wear metal armor, you would bring a different color to the surface.
See, I could honestly use that to my advantage in like the sky, where I just need to be like a tiefling color and change my appearance to look like a tiefling. Yeah, that'll work. No regrets. No regrets.
YOLO.
No.
The life of Chris is a YOLO.
Yeah.
We're still gonna have to do the gateway for Not, unless Not wants to not be.
I'll just hug him again.
So
Serum.
yeah, I'm gonna wake Not up.
Oh boy. Yeah, he's just kind of lying on his back, asleep. You see he's in his natural doppelganger looking state while he's asleep. And do you just shake him? Do you poke him? What do you do?
I give him a good poking.
Okay. You kind of nudge him on the shoulder, and when you do, it's like kind of slightly burns his clothes when you shake him. And he comes to, he wakes up, he goes, what, where am I? Oh God, oh no, there's another one now, who are you? And he's pointing at you, Lilith.
Hey, what's up, Not? I did it.
They'll say, oh dear God, no. I mean, I support you and your decisions.
However, we should stop seeing each other.
We'll talk about it later in private.
I'll say, it actually didn't hurt. Do you want to do it?
I think I'll pass.
I'm just going to shake my head in the corner.
He'll say, although I suppose now with the transport through ooze thing, I could go through you.
Yes. Go through me, Not.
Merge with me. Merge with me.
For those of you at home, Peter just threw his headset on the ground.
I feel like we've seen the full evolution of their relationship.
Yes.
Yeah.
They met, fell in love. Now this is where everything comes together.
The ultimate consummation.
Are you saying this is the climax?
And the two shall become one.
This is my favorite episode so far.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
These are the role-playing opportunities I bring to the table.
Opportunities, eh?
Yes.
Well, we got to grab those opportunities while we can.
Yes, I in no way forced you here against your will. You know what you signed up for, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I knew
So,
what I signed up for 2 years ago.
Lilith, what would you like to do now?
So,
You do find that you have the ability to change your shape, and you think you could squeeze through those tunnels.
okay, but I still don't want to leave Not behind. So, I'll look to Cirella and be like, if you can still do your little teleportation magic trick on Not here, I could find a way up to the surface probably easily. You could transport them through me or through something else. But I don't know how close I'll be able to get to the surface. I'm guessing that's the inevitable goal is to get to the surface and continue searching for the orreries, correct?
She'll say, yes, overnight while you were sleeping, I had a brief conversation with my patron. He worries that now, with the collapse of the city into our domain, that those stalwart adventurers might deem this unsafe for the city and hope to cleanse it. I now think that we need to relocate.
Can't you repair the damage?
I don't believe that I could do so, and most of my children would simply dissolve the material and make it easier for the human surface dwellers to find their way here.
Right now, the entrance is completely caved in, correct?
Yes, but if it's caved in from the street into the sewer, they will clear the debris eventually.
No, the cave-in was from the sewers end, right? Not from the street.
The cave-in started from the street level.
Okay.
Where you heard all that commotion, and then
that's
people
from
yelling.
All the carts and everything, right?
Yeah, you don't know what made it happen, but something happened.
Damn you, Dramo. I mean, yeah. So let's see. Do you know a good path to the surface? Because that seems to be the inevitable goal now.
She'll say, yes, there is a tunnel, and she'll point up towards an area of the ceiling. She says that one up there, if you follow it, will lead fairly directly up to the city. It emerges in what was once an old bakery in the slums.
This is this isn't who I think it is bakery, right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Guy that chops up orcs.
Oh no.
Oh, it's not his. All right.
Wait a minute. That sounds familiar.
I don't know why. So anyway.
Oh my god, I had my back up against that fighting 5 chains.
So.
Okay. Anyway.
So, Cirella will say, this spell may take some time to cast as a ritual, but once I do, your companion may enter into any ooze and then either reside there and travel with them, or through my choosing, emerge immediately through another ooze elsewhere.
Oh, well, so Roil already said he would come with me, but I don't know how a gelatinous cube would fare on the surface. It'd be interesting. Let's take over the surface world. So yeah, I'll wait for her to cast the ritual, and other people could decide. I made the big decision to become a slide. And I guess it would be up to Not whether he wants to stay in an ooze or just immediately transport out of one, since he's the one actually doing it.
He'll say, well, I suppose that if I wanted, I could go somewhere you think I might be needed immediately, or I could... And he looks around at all of the other Booze people, say, I could travel with you.
Like with Lilith?
Yes.
Okay, Serum's gonna, the mask is gonna droop.
Aww.
So let's see. We don't have any other further business in the sewers, do we? I don't think. So now we just need to. Y'all want to come with?
I guess so.
Yes.
It seems like Mother wants us to be with you, so.
All right. So I guess I'll take somewhat lead, and Not will join with hide out inside me, and we'll head out to the surface. I'm trying to make this as least awkward as possible.
Oh, that's okay. Serum's just going to be chanting, merge, merge, merge.
Well, before we go,
what's the Dragon Ball thing where they like fuse?
The fusion technique?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, so bakery.
Before we head out, I'd like to pull back over next to Cirella.
Mm-hmm.
Just contemplatively wiggle.
Mm-hmm.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Mother, if I have your permission, I would like to accompany this Lilith. I know that I've worked here, I've lived here with you for a long time, and you gave me sentience, and I'm greatly in your debt. But I believe it's time for me to leave the witch nest. Is that all right?
She'll say, you know when you have children that one day they'll grow up and leave you, but you never see it coming, and you're never ready for it. But if that's what you wish, my child, then yes, you may go.
Okay. And then I give her a great big engulf.
Engulf?
Yeah, you just kind of smush around her, and she's just like, yeah.
All right.
I'm just going to say, bye, Mom. Love you.
I'm just going to wave.
So Roil, she will also cast that spell on you because you cannot slither your way through the tubes. So you will also have to enter Lilith.
That's a tight fit.
Roil, I'll carry you.
Or another one of your brothers, sisters,
get inside
whatever.
me, Roil.
So I will just.
You heard me.
Because I'm so split in half and give part to Ivan and part to Serum.
No, that's not how it works.
Okay. It's going to be a tight fit. Oh, here we go.
Oh, I know.
Oh, God. What have I done?
I could see in his figure or his form, it's just like a box in his stomach.
Who are you going into? You have to choose, Roy.
Ivan.
Oh.
Nobody wants to
enter my day.
Nobody wants to enter Serum.
And then I'm going to enter Serum.
Oh, God.
Wait,
so
Serum.
weird.
You have two heads. You can enter yourself.
Okay, so yeah, he's going to do the whole portal making thing again. Except for this time, it's all going to kind of join together, and he's going to squish down into a little ball.
We're getting absolutely no progress done.
We've got an oozling centipede, and we've got a.
I'm dying.
What have I done? Even I am aghast.
You're aghast?
Yeah.
Kill it! Kill it! Kill it! Kill it! Kill it!
Divine smite.
Oh.
Aghast implies being horrified. I'm more agog. Anyway.
Agog? Kill it!
Isn't that what orcs drink?
Grog. You're thinking grog.
All right, so Ivan has now somehow consumed a 10 by 10 cube.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a ball. Not is not visible inside of Lilith.
No. When she finishes a spell and casts it on both Roil and Not at the same time, putting her hands on their heads, they nothing you see visibly happens. But then Not just kind of reaches out to Lilith and feels like he just kind of puts his hand through her and then just walks in. Like he's walking through a human-shaped door, and he disappears.
Cool. All right, let's splish splash our way out of here, Ivan and Lilith.
Yes. I'm just imagining you like a little bouncing ball now.
Oh, I'm still going to do my little dancing fountain squish move, but whenever I stop, it's going to be a ball.
Mm-hmm.
Until I'm needed to have my pseudopods again.
Right before you leave, Lilith, Cirella will say, remember, this being that you're dealing with is not a simple foe. This is something that comes from the edges of the known multiverse. This thing is fairly incomprehensible even to my lord, but all he knows is that it seeks to dominate the entire multiverse. Tread lightly.
Okay. So, do you have any advice on how to kill it? Or
She says, well, normally I just eat whatever gets in my way, but I'm not sure if that applies to you and this thing. Although you can certainly try now.
yeah, I will eat him. So, Hole
Yep.
Bakery.
You, for the first time, kind of transfigure yourself like this in, in an oozy way and kind of slither your way through this small, about inch diameter tube, along with Serum and Ivan. And it's very strange, needless to say. You've never done anything like this before, even when you've managed to.
Imagine how Not feels.
Not, you have no idea how he feels, although I will say he is comfortable.
He has like a little slime lounge chair sitting in a big open room. Like a little pocket dimension.
Yes. Essentially.
This is the only way to travel.
So then, eventually, from this time slithering through the tunnels, you finally emerge through the hole into the surface world. And with your blind sight, you know that it's dark outside, and as soon as you kind of get your entire form out there, you can sense around you that there is, what Cirella said is true. This was clearly some kind of bakery, because you see or sense with your strange new sensory apparatus. There are ovens and bowls and things that are totally disused and in disrepair. Things that have toppled over. There's debris everywhere. You find rats and bugs So you're guessing you're in an old bakery, like she said.
Is there any bread?
No, not anymore. There are rats.
Even if there was bread, Serum was going to ignore it and eat one of the bowls.
Yeah, you find a nice, what's the word? They're the kind of proofing bowls. They're like kind of like wavy on the outside. They're like wooden for proofing.
Yes, my mom.
Yeah, you find one of those and just slurp it up. You can still taste like the yeast in it.
Yeast.
Okay.
So yeah, what do you do? From where you are located, your blind sight goes out to about 60 feet. And that seems to not come to the walls exactly, so...
But does blind sight go through walls?
I'm going to say, for your purposes, yes.
Okay.
Because it's a combination of different things that lets you sense without normal sensing. So either it's like really acute echolocation, or it's something, beyond normal human senses. So I'll say yes.
So can I just walk along the edges of the wall and find out where the street is, or see what I see on the outside without actually going outside?
Yeah. When you start walking around, suddenly you get this strange feeling, and ejected from you is not fully formed.
He ejected, all right.
Oh, God.
That gets kited out.
Happy Mother's Day.
Exactly. Oh.
You're welcome.
Oh, no.
You did this. This is on you.
No.
And then the same thing happens. The same thing happens with Ivan and Roil.
Which
How big is this
interesting, because Roil is significantly bigger than I.
Yes.
Ivan just explodes.
I could just imagine, instead of it's like a very squished down tube-shaped cube that eventually expands. That he just. Whoop.
No, I like the idea that Ivan explodes and then reforms.
Yeah, he just kind of opens into a puddle on the ground with Roil on top of him. Then Roil moves away, and Ivan reforms.
This is it bad that I thought of that meme with that one dude who says, and I ate it or whatever. He's like, oh, nice. I don't know why I thought of that meme.
I don't know what you're talking
sound
about.
That sound that he whatever. I'm pretty sure some people know what I'm talking about. He makes like the.
Hey, let us
whatever.
know on Discord, Instagram, or any other medium if you know what Chris is talking about.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Nice.
Anyway, but yeah, then you kind of continue around the bakery, and as you move further out, you begin to sense the walls, and then as you get closer to the walls, you can hear something going on outside. You know there's some sounds, and it sounds like fighting. You can hear yelling, you can hear the clash of battle, but it seems to be dying down at the moment. You hear, as you get closer to what you sense is the door, what sounds like someone speaking through a helmet. You hear, the sounds of your friends, which you were not expecting. You hear Davor, you hear Cloud, you hear Eisen, you hear Pip, everybody. You hear Dunk, you hear Hawthorne. I'm just naming everyone.
Okay.
So there's something going on. There's battle outside with your friends and some people you don't recognize.
Hang on, I gotta get Clouds.
Wait.
Get Clouds.
You said some people that I don't recognize,
Mhm.
but are you referring to Five Chains?
I'm referring to the other combatants, as well as, you don't know this, but Darius Shadow's Bane and the other 2 living guards.
And Davor.
Oh yeah, you did not meet Davor, that's true. So you would not recognize Davor.
I was about to say, this would be an excellent time for me to introduce myself to the Paladins as the nice slime, so I'm not murdered.
Or Davor will immediately kill you. We'll find out next time on our exciting episode.
Hey!
All right.
No, what would you like to do?
For
I
real?
really
Yeah,
thought
no,
that was
for
going to be our end.
I mean, it
I was
can be
waiting
if
for
you
a
want.
I wasn't ready for this.
I mean, I could do like something where I jump out of the window and be like, "Hi guys," and that'd be the end.
Lilith, it sounds like there's a battle going on outside. Would you care to ride inside me? I could provide some sort of protection.
That would
Are
make
you
it excellent.
secretly trying to eat him?
No.
That would be an interesting introduction. Let's do it. I'm just
Okay.
a whole.
You could just speak telepathically to all your friends and let them know you're here.
I could do that after I bust through the wall through a gelatinous cube.
And then get murdered.
Not really. Not if I say hi.
Maybe. It might startle some people.
But
Ooze
wait.
is considered as undead.
Oozes?
Mhm.
No.
Yeah, they're oozes.
Yeah, that's their creature type is ooze. It's their own special.
So, I'm just not saying this, but this fight was already concluded, was it not?
Yeah.
It was concluded in the previous episodes, yes. But you are showing up essentially towards the end of it. As you're standing around, you hear what sounds like the fighting maybe winding down. You hear this strange, inhuman speech coming from some creature outside. And then you hear the sounds of some kind of explosion that you would recognize as maybe an arcane happening. There's some screeching and the sounds of maybe fire, and then things seem to die down, and there's kind of a lull.
Is there a back door to the bakery to lead out? Just gonna, is there just a door near them? They're all my friends.
So you want to emerge out and to where your friends are, you mean?
Yes.
Yes, there is a front door.
I'm just gonna walk out the front door.
Okay.
Can I actually open the door, or would the doorknob dissolve? Do I have to
You would know kind of. You consider it before you go to grab the doorknob, and you kind of instinctively know what color you would have to bring to your surface to keep from dissolving the knob.
Blue, right?
I'm not consulting my sheet. I will take your word for it.
I'm just guessing. Blue is either ice or lightning. So I could electrocute the door maybe or freeze it.
Purple doesn't dissolve, so
Yeah, it can be
I'll do
purple.
purple.
Okay, so you kind of turn purple and open the door out into the street, and when you do, you emerge into this courtyard in the slums, which you recognize from living here off and on, and you sense all of these party members around you, including people you don't recognize. A hulking half-orc man wearing a very nice brocade vest. There's a guard who has been decapitated, along with all the rest of your friends.
Cloud looks significantly
Yeah,
different.
Cloud looks quite different. He's got horns now. He's got
This
a
one looks
weird
different,
long
too.
arm, and you see one of his eyes is wrong.
His eye.
Yeah, his one good eye is now no longer good.
All right. So,
Uh,
do people recognize me? Do I like
well,
stand
do
out?
you announce yourself? Because they seem rather preoccupied when you walk out. No one's looking at you.
Yeah, I'll announce myself. I'll say friends. I'll just yell out friend.
You telepathically project this to everyone in the clearing, and
Yes.
everyone turns around to look at you.
Yeah.
Can I come out into the alleyway?
Roil, you kind of push your way through this door and pop out the other side.
Knocking me forward a little bit
gonna
too.
bounce out too.
Knocking me forward too when he pops out.
When that happens, you see the man in the pristine white armor with the strange eyeless helmet kind of put out his shield arm in front of everyone like a mom in a car. His mom arm. He's like, "Stand back, citizens! I'll handle this." And that's where we'll end this time.
Okay.
Next time on Charisma Check Podcast. Will this be the end of Lilith the Tiefling /Witch /Oozling?
Yeah, so you changed your name there.
So,
are you gonna go back to your original elven name, or are you gonna?
Since I now look like an elf, I thought maybe Lilith was like a cover name anyway.
Hmm.
But I might still stay as Lilith because that's what people recognize me as. But this was my character's real name, Navarra Nialo. But I left out the last name.
Well, I enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
It was fun.
So if you've everyone out there listening to it enjoyed it, you can check out our new social media share site. It's wavve.link/charismacheck, where you can find our latest episode along with links to all of our social media and everywhere you can listen to our podcast. You can find us on Discord. If you contact us, we can send you an invite to our Discord server where you can talk to us. And if you really enjoy it, you can like us and subscribe and leave reviews. We would really appreciate that. You can also, if you really love us, check out our Patreon, Charisma Check Podcast. And for as little as $1 a month, you can get access to bonus content like art and episodes where we play through the Dead Planet module of Mothership, and we'll be exploring other RPG systems on there. Like we plan on Call of Cthulhu in the future, as well as Battle Sauce and really great things. So also, if you love coffee and you're stuck at home listening to this, it's a great time to drink some. So I suggest you try Found Familiar coffee. So if you go to foundfamiliar.com and enter the coupon code CharismaCheck, all one word at checkout, you'll get 10% off your order of fantastic D&D themed coffee. And I hope you enjoyed our little ooze adventure and all the weird things that happen. So
stay oozy.
Yes, stay oozy and stay safe out there. It's trying times. But we hope you provide some relief and some fun, and we will see you again next week.
Bye.
Bye.